Here we have this test-taking example, and it states, suppose you are taking a multiple choice exam in which each question has 5 possible answers. For each of the questions, you must pick one answer or choose not to answer. A student receives 1 point for every question answered correctly. However, in order to minimize guessing, a 1/4 point is subtracted for each incorrect answer. And then we have these 2 questions here. If you randomly guessed, we'll just start with A. If you randomly guess at all the questions, what would be your expected point value? So again, we have an expected value here. What can we expect in the long run as you do a test like this? So, and you should always carefully read through these so that you're sure on what's going on. So suppose you are taking a multiple choice exam in which each question has 5 possible answers. For each of the questions, you must pick one answer or choose not to answer. A student receives 1 point. We have that right here for every correct answer, and a deduction of 1/4 point for every incorrect answer. So then for A, I'll put it right here. We're talking about points, right? So I'm just going to put in points right here. And then, of course, there's going to be the probability of making those points. So I'll put the probability of the points. You can get 1 point for a correct answer. And if you're randomly going to guess, you're just going to guess if there are 5 possible answers, then you've got a 1 in 5 if you randomly guess of getting it correct. Now, there's only 2 possible things. You're either going to get it correct or you're not. So you've got a 4 out of 5 of not getting it correct. And if you don't get it correct, you're going to be deducted 1/4 point. They call that a guessing penalty. They don't want you to guess. So we're going to minus 1/4 point. I then multiply these together and then sum them. So 1 times 1/5. And don't forget that this has to tally up to 1. So 1 times 1/5 minus 1/4 times 4/5. This is 1/5 minus 4/20, and 4/20 is also 1/5. So if you are going to randomly guess throughout a test, that's going to penalize you 1/4 point for every incorrect answer. You can expect not to make any points on any of the questions in the long run. So for B, it's the same idea. B says, if you knew for certain that one of the answers could be eliminated from each question, and then you randomly guessed on the remaining answers, what would be your expected point value? Again, here's our expected value here. So it's the same idea. We're looking for points. And then, of course, the probability of getting those points. You get a point correct. Again, there's only 1 of 2 possible outcomes. You get a point correct. You get a point if you get it correct. Now, if you're able to eliminate one of the answers, then it's not 1 out of 5. It's going to be 1 out of 4 because you know for certain one of those answers isn't going to do it. We still have a 1/4 point deduction, but now it's 3 out of 4. Don't forget this has to tally to 1, right? So now that's going to be 1 times 1/4 minus 1/4 times 3/4. That's going to be 1/4 minus 3/16. So this is 4/16 minus 3/16 And of course, that's 1/16. So you can expect that if you're able to eliminate one of the questions and then guess, you'll do a lot better than not being able to eliminate, but you'll get 1/16 of a point in the long run if you're able to eliminate an answer and then guess. So it's always best to know a little something rather than just guess.